Is it me or every single clip of Baker Mayfield and Odell Beckham Jr., the ball's way behind Odell Beckham Jr.? Is it just me? That's just like a little side note. But every single highlight, it's like, Baker Mayfield to Odell Beckham. Hey guys, what's up? My name is Anthony, and welcome to another edition of B&A Sports Talk. So before we start, this message is going to get a little old. If you have missed it, I uploaded my B&A Sports podcast online on Monday. I meant to post it on Sunday. From now on, it's going to be every other Sunday. So if you want to listen to it, go on YouTube, or you can go to wherever you listen to podcasts, because I'm using this keen little website that kind of disseminates it to all these different places. So if you don't want to watch it on YouTube or you want to listen to it as a podcast, there you go. It's perfect. So today I want to talk about a lot of NFL news, because a lot of stuff has been coming out, a lot of stories, and the 5 or so stories I want to focus on today are kind of relevant to what the points I've been making before. So first of all, the Patriots got rid of Austin Seferian-Jenkins as tight end. I made a video saying who could be the next tight end of the Patriots. I said Austin Seferian-Jenkins is on the roster. I said I wouldn't be surprised if he gets cut. He's a really athletic guy, but he's always had problems on and off the field, and I wasn't sure if he would fit into the Patriots kind of like system. The Patriots cut him for whatever reason, whether he didn't pass a physical, I forget why. I don't even think that it was released why, but Austin Seferian-Jenkins is gone, so now it's down to a couple of guys that they drafted. Yes, it's only down to a couple guys. You still have Matt LaCosse. I think he's going to be the guy that they have. They also brought in a lot of guys in the offseason to kind of test out that tight end spot. I'm still of the belief it's going to be Matt LaCosse. And they're going to try, the thing of the Patriots is they don't try to fill in gaps. They try to just work with what they've got. They don't have a system. Their system is the players they have. And they try to get guys with the right mindset, and whoever those right guys with the right mindset are, they work with, and whoever can buy into their beliefs and work hard, and they'll just adjust around them. So next story. Gerald McCoy, who held out with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, just signed with the Panthers. So he said he wanted to sign. He wanted to play a little bit of a nickel rather than what he was playing. I think he was on the line. He wanted to play a little bit more nickel, and I think the Panthers are going to be able to utilize his talents. You have Ron Rivera there, who I think the Panthers are going to have a really pretty stout defense this year. I just don't trust their offense. I don't trust Cam Newton's arm. I think Cam Newton, his arm is now shot, pretty much. His shoulder, it's not. He's still going to have a strong arm because it's just Cam Newton, but I think he's not going to trust it. It's going to be a while for him to trust it, but I'm starting to like the Panthers kind of like whole mojo. Cam Newton is he's working hard. He knows he's not like that cocky guy anymore. He's a little bit more humble. He's a grown-up now, and I just trust his health. I don't trust his health right now, but he still has his legs. It's not his legs that are gone. I think now that his career's going, he's developed into more of a pocket passer, and we'll see if that arm holds up. Don't really trust it, but the Panthers, I'm starting to like them a little bit more than I had them earlier in the season. I had them ranked like 31 out of obviously the 32 teams. I think Gerald McCoy will be a really keen addition, especially with Josh Allen. And, the secondary is a little bit weak. I'm not sure what they're going to do, but that linebacking core is going to be pretty nasty next year. In the next news, I want to mention breaking news. Carson Wentz got signed to a 4-year, $105 million deal. I think, if I'm working out the math correctly, that's only like $27 million a year. Never mind, I knew that was wrong when I first searched it up. $107 million in guarantees. That is not a salary. If that was a salary, I'd be all for it. But $35 million a year, it's only 4 years, and the best ability is availability. This contract is exactly what Russell Wilson had. Now, do I think Carson Wentz is an amazing quarterback? No, but I think there's a 4-year window for this team to succeed with Carson Wentz. They didn't sign him to a 6-year deal. They signed him to a 4-year deal. So it's not that bad for the Eagles. I'm kind of happy as a Giants fan. It seems like whenever we play Carson Wentz, we're in that game. We're in the game, and Carson Wentz, sometimes he prevails, sometimes he doesn't. We currently have a 5-game losing streak against the Eagles, but some of those games are without Carson Wentz. And I'm going to say it one more time. I don't think Nick Foles is a better quarterback than Carson Wentz, but there's something to be said for somebody fighting for you. There's something to be said about teammates willing to give up everything for you and willing to play for you. And I don't think that's Carson Wentz. And another point, You can mention all these stats. Number one in passing yards at a certain point of his career. I mean, the league has been changing also. I'm not going to mention that. But, you can mention all these certain stats. He's the best. He's on pace to pass him at this certain rate. But when it comes to the NFL, winning is winning. And if you can't get that game-winning drive, if you can't instill the confidence of your team to get that one defensive stop because they know that you're going to get the ball right back and drive down the field and score, there's something to be said for a quarterback who instills confidence in his team that he's great and everyone ride my back because I can take you to the promised land. Nick Foles had a little mantra about him. Carson Wentz kind of looks like an unproven guy, a little cocky. We'll see how he develops. He's only in his 4th year now. And we'll see how it goes. People said the same thing about RG3 when he first got into the NFL. Like, oh, we're going to have to play this guy for the next 10, 15 years. They said the same thing about a lot of other quarterbacks. And the Giants ended up just fine. That ended up working just fine for the Giants. So I'm not worried about Carson Wentz. If I had to predict, I don't think he's winning a Super Bowl in his 4 years, but I do love the Eagles management. I do love the way they changed their kind of whole mantra after the Chip Kelly era. I think that they're an organization that is heading in the right direction. And I know when people say they have a good GM, good coach, what do you mean? It means that everyone's on the same page. Everyone knows the direction of the team. And I gotta say, everyone knows the direction of this team now. Carson Wentz is the guy. And, he has had a lot of experience on the sideline now watching how Nick Foles carried himself. Even though Nick Foles is no Tom Brady, he did win a Super Bowl. And he did have a couple of great years when he played with the Eagles. He had 27 to 2 interceptions or something like that in 2013, I want to say. So he isn't a scrub. And yeah, that's just my opinion about Carson Wentz. Speaking about people to carry behind your back, Daniel Jones apparently is really impressing in OTAs and minicamp. He's improving every single day, which is obviously what you want to see. Hopefully he's not getting worse. My main concerns about Daniel Jones, one is his ability to play in wet weather. He's had some experience with wet weather, like in the game against Miami last year. It was really wet. He had some errant throws, and he'll get used to it. The MetLife is really windy. That's probably my greatest concern about Daniel Jones. The rest of it has to do with experience. I think he has the poise. Like, you listen to all these players, just love Daniel Jones, love his preparation. He says the command of the huddle is great. Daniel Jones, some passes that you see in these highlights are just throwing it right on the dime. They're great. A lot of the teammates are just really impressed with Daniel Jones. The thing is, Daniel Jones is a lot under fire right now, and Daniel Jones is saying all the right things. You have players that want to fight for him. You have players that are really willing to go to battle for him, willing to be like, let's prove everybody wrong. And the Giants have a little bit of a chip on their shoulder right now to prove everyone wrong. Oh, the Giants suck. They can't do anything. 6-10. Now they don't have Odell Beckham Jr. They don't have all those key players, but they've been causing problems. Like, my next thing I want to talk about is Snacks Harrison is holding out. A lot of people are like, oh, we only got a 5th rounder for him. Well, that 5th rounder, we got Darius Slayton. So he's a wide receiver. We got a little more wide receiver depth. I think he's going to be more of a special teams guy. Damon Harrison, he's a problem. We got rid of all the problems. Eli Apple, Landon Collins, all these. Now everyone's making noise and stuff like that now that they're not here. Eli Apple's been a little bit silent, but still. The Giants got rid of everybody from that 2016 team that was successful but couldn't get over the hump. There was a lot of noise on that team. Like Damon Harrison was a good guy. We liked him, but we need to get rid of the old regime. We were paying him too much. Get Dexter Lawrence, who's going to do just as well. We don't want to play a nose tackle that much because nose tackle isn't that important as a position as it used to be because, well, offenses are spread out way more, but it's always helpful to have that guy. He ran a faster 40 time than Dwayne Haskins. And for that big guy, if he can get up and move around, he wants to lose some weight. I'm not sure how he's progressing with that goal, but I think Damon Harrison is the right mindset. He's from Clemson, the right championship mindset. And yeah, so I don't mind getting rid of Damon Harrison. He's holding out the Lions. The Lions have been really... I don't really trust the Lions. This is not like NFL news, but I think they also signed somebody. I forget who. I'm going to have that updated now. Actually, Jermaine Kearse. Sorry, I'm not going to put an audio clip because I remember they signed Jermaine Kearse. A lot of noise. It's funny, the guy who operated on Jermaine Kearse's knee is the same guy who operated on my dad's knee. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm not sure if you guys care about that, but I think that was pretty cool. So, yeah, so he's on the Lions now. The thing is about the Lions, I think there's not a lot of noise on the Lions, but I don't really trust I don't think they're fitting that well. I think there are too many personalities on this team. You have Matt Stafford, who I think doesn't fit into like the Patriot mindset. He needs more of a loose plan. He needs more of an Aaron Rodgers thing where it's like the offense does whatever it wants. But Matt Patricia has a little system going, and the offensive coordinator had a little system going. I'm not sure how it's going to be coming into this year, but Matt Stafford really didn't fit into that because his entire career he played one way, and now you're expecting him to play some drastically different way. No, if anything, you equip Matt Stafford with what he needs to succeed, and I don't think Matt Patricia can give him that. Then you have a little bit of noise on defense. Don't really love their draft, but that's all I have to say about the Lions. They were going to be my surprise team this year, but it's going to be really challenging in the NFC North. Speaking about the North, you have the Browns, who Odell and Baker, they're like love each other, and I think they're just trying to put stuff out there to make it seem like it's not that bad, not as bad as it is. It's kind of just like covering up. My main takeaway, the Baker Mayfield is good with dealing with all these personalities. You had in Oklahoma, he was able to deal with all these things, and I think it could work. If anybody can make noise successful, it would be Baker. He knows how to kind of silence everybody. He knows how to rally the troops. But Odell Beckham Jr., he's making a lot of noise. Like, everything's good, everything's fine, just relax. Baker's going to have to feed him, and I think Baker knows. He knows how to handle a locker room. He knows how to get everybody happy. He knows how to rally the troops. And that's the one thing you got to say about Baker Mayfield. But as far as Odell Beckham Jr., we missed a step. Everything's fine. Isn't me or every single clip of Baker Mayfield and Odell Beckham Jr., the ball's way behind Odell Beckham Jr. Is it just me? That's just like a little side note. But every single highlight, it's like, Baker Mayfield to Odell Beckham. The ball's way behind him. A main question I have this year about the Browns is actually their offensive line. Last year is one of their assets, but they got rid of Kevin Zeitler. Joe Thomas is obviously gone for 2 years now. But the Browns, I don't really trust this offense. I think Baker's going to be running around a lot, and he's going to need to find Odell, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be flashy because the offensive line is going to be not going to be that good. It's going to be kind of like a Houston Texans kind of vibe where Deshaun Watson, and you get to see some miraculous plays. And then when things go bad, you're not going to blame it on Baker. You're going to blame it on the offensive line. I think that's going to be a huge thing. This team is really young, and what wins in this league is experience and, being old. The last couple quarterbacks who win Super Bowls, they've been in their upper 30s. Eli Manning, Joe Flacco, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning. The youngest one to do it is pretty much Russell Wilson. And I think that defense kind of, brought him greater than I think he was at the time. But now he's more of a veteran. But you guys get the point. So the Browns, they're going to have a little bit of struggle this year. Him and Odell, I think, could work. But Odell needs to just get his life. He's like a millennial. He thinks the world is against him and all these certain things. I'm kind of glad we got rid of all these certain players because we're looking good now. People on the Giants say that they miss Odell and there's a certain presence about him, but it's okay. We were losing a lot, and losing isn't fun. Odell made losing fun because he made all these plays. Now we're all about winning. Winning is pretty much the be-all, end-all. And I love the system that the Giants are kind of bringing in. Like, okay, we can have fun losing. We can have all these one-handed catches, but we haven't won in 7 years now. We haven't won. We're not the hunted anymore. We suck. 6-10, 6-10, 3-13, 5-11. We had 1-11-5 year, but it's kind of a building about a long-term solution. I think the Giants are headed more towards that now. Yeah, and that's all the NFL news I have for now. I'm probably gonna upload another one of these videos tomorrow because there's a lot of news about the NFL going around. Hopefully you guys enjoy, and yeah, if you did, make sure to give it a like rating right down there. Please comment, favorite, and subscribe if you haven't already. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow with the next NFL news video. Should be fun.